guys, I'm Leila. We're going to be doing some raid today, and we're actually going to be starting off with some Hydra. Hail Hydra. So today is actually going to be a fun showcase for Emic Trunkheart in the Hydra, and Emic is a legendary Silver Watcher that's going to be courtesy of Epsilon, and this team does one key Hydra on Nightmare. So I'm going to show you a screenshot that we have here for 37.2 mil. So it's not going to be overkill on the Nightmare Hydra, but it is going to do, it's going to be the one key. So basically, Emic is kind of the star here, but he does need the backup dancers, right? So we are going to have Raiho, Helicat, Aboro, and then we're going to have two Painkeepers in here as well too. But again, for the most part, it is going to be Emic. So that is who I am going to kind of highlight here right now. So you are going to see that Emic is in a speed set, and then we also have him in a righteous set, right? So we actually have two sets of righteous. Righteous is speed and resistance as well too. And then we look at his accessories, as you're going to see that he does have some revenge accessories, then kind of just like a normal amulet, right? So let's check out his total stats. We do have Hydra here, so we are going to grab a bonus for Hydra as well. So here with Hydra, we are going to see that it's 58,000 HP, 1600 attack, 4800 defense, 228 on the speed. Not crit cap, but that's fine. We don't need him to be. 131% in the crit damage, 512 resistance, 166 on the accuracy. Then we have 6% on the ignore defense. Now looking at Emic, guys are going to notice too that he does have one blessing on him too, right? So let's take a look. And for his blessing, it is going to be the brimstone, which is smite. It's the meteor rock, right? And so having the 1-star does give the 15% chance of placing a smite. And I am recording this live on Twitch. I know there's some people who are not familiar with Emic's kit. So Emic's A1 increases the value of all shield buffs on this champ and increases the value of any shield on the ally with the lowest HP by 25%. Now it does also have a cap on the increased value of the shield, which can't exceed 10,000 HP. E2 is Vinequake, and it's going to be an AoE. It's a shield on all allies equal to 30% of his max HP for 2 turns, and decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except his by a turn. Then we have Trunkheart Sanctuary, places unkillable on all allies. Also places a taunt and a shield too. So that's what's fun here is we're going to get an unkillable for the whole team. Not to mention again that, he does all these shields, and his passive is called Entanglement. When attacked while under a shield, has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns. This occurs once per attack. So whenever an ally's HP also drops below 20%, increases the damage dealt by that ally by 20% as well too. So remember the team that I just mentioned is we're going to have Emic also with Helicat that does unkillable, and then we also have the Painkeepers, which are going to be decreasing cooldowns as well too. So that's kind of the idea, is unkillables being popped up basically pretty consistent, right? And his masteries are going to be offense and defense. So you're going to see here behind me that we have Methodical with the T6 going to be War Master. Now you guys also did see in the screenshot there that this run takes an hour. So I'm not going to run the whole thing, but we are going to hop on in. I am going to show you guys the AI priorities. Okay, so let's go. So here we guys, we are in Hydra Nightmare, and here's our team. So we do see that Raiho is in lead for increases ally attack and faction crypts by 42%. Kind of doesn't really matter here, right? With everything that we have. And then we are going to check out the presets. So Raiho is going to be starting with her perfect body, which removes all debuffs from allies and then does block debuffs. Helicat, we're going to have him start Winds of the Pit, which is the AoE shield. Aboro, we're going to have her start with her Ninja Arts, which is increased crit rate and crit damage on her. Also does a veiled buff for 2 turns if her attack is a crit. So we're going to want her crit capped. Emic, we're going to be starting with Trunkheart Sanctuary again, which is going to be the unkillable and the taunt. We're going to be going into Vinequake, which is going to be the AoE shield, and then back into Trunkheart Sanctuary. And then we have 2 Painkeepers here. So you can see we have a Painkeeper that has 2 blessings and 1 that's fully blessed. So we're going to go with Painkeeper Beta, not Alpha, right? So Beta is going to start with a Spectacular Sweep, which is going to be the AoE heal into Combat Tactics, which reduces the cooldown of ally skills by a turn back into a heal. And then here is Alpha Painkeeper, which is going to be set up the same way, okay? So here is going to be our comp. Let's hop on into Nightmare. And like I said, this run takes over an hour, so I'm not going to run the whole thing, but kind of give you guys an idea of how this goes. And again, you know, you saw the screenshot there, which I'll pop the screenshot up again as well too. So you see here that we end up having, you know, who does the most amount of damage here? Look at that. Raiho ends up having like 14 mil. With Heli at 10. And yeah, Emic is at 2, but remember, like, part of his job here is going to be the shields and the unkillable as well too. Like, he's not here, he's not meant to be a tank or anything like that, right? So we really much have Raiho and Heli doing the damage here, okay? So already look at that. Like, we have the shields, we have unkillables, we have our team pretty protected here against the Hydra. And granted, yeah, we just started that. But again, they have a very, very strong start here. Strong start to 2024, huh? Yeah, they're doing good. Emic is such an interesting one, I have to say. Because Sylvan Watchers has some really interesting legendaries in general. But I'd love to know, guys, how are you doing on Legos for that faction? Because I have to say the only Lego I think I have for Sylvan Watchers is Awella, and she was like a fragment fusion, I think, right? But there's some really good ones in there. Like Elva. People really love Elva in there as well, too. And this is a nice way to see Emic as well, because yeah, when Emic came out, we saw there was that AoE unkillable. You know, it's great to see because, you know, we have him, we have Heli, you know, we have the man-eaters, for example, that do the AoE unkillable as well too. But the idea here is trying to cycle these unkillables. Unkillables, block damage, all of that. And we have a good cycle here too. And it looks like Oboro is going to be the first one to get scooped up. Hey, Happy New Year. You guys watch on YouTube, I am recording this on Twitch. And at the time of this recording, it is the New Year. So Happy New Year. All right. Now, Oboro is veiled. So, they still scoop her up. Technically, she can be targeted. I'm curious. They still get her? Let's see what happens. I mean, she's on 0. She's been on 0 for a while. So the funny thing is, it looks like her job is to never get scooped up by being veiled, right? Oh, she's unveiled. Yep, and Emic is taunting as well, too. So what's fun is, those of you guys watching, you're going to see that Oboro still is at 0, which at 0, that means the Hydra scoops him up, right? And the Hydra is not touching her. And that's because, again, Emic pretty much, like, Emic's got taunts on consistently. So they're not going after her. Look at that. It just happens to be extra fun that she's veiled. It was even more fun, too, is the most recent raid commercial actually is Oboro as well. Isn't that fun? So look at that. And it doesn't look like they're targeting anybody else because technically they're supposed to be grabbing Oboro. They haven't grabbed her yet. How fun. Did we find a glitch in the Matrix, guys? Did we find a way around this? Is this a glitch? You tell me. I was kidding with not a glitch. I hear people saying that it was confirmed it is working as intended. Not a glitch. I was talking about glitch in the Matrix. I was kidding. But how fun is that? So it's just going to stay on her like that. We're not going to really have to worry about anyone else, which is kind of cool, right? So guys, with that, like I said, is I'm not going to run this full thing because it is going to take an hour, but I will pull up the screenshot again in case you ended up missing it, just so that you can kind of see what we're playing with here. Is, you know, here's our team with primarily Raiho and Heli doing the damage, which is great. And then we are going to have the rest of the, you know, the backup dancers in here backing up Emic as well too. Epsi, thank you so much for the showcase, guys. Drop me some comments down below on what you are, you know, do you have Emic and where are you running him? Thanks for watching, guys.